Good evening, and welcome back to Sagittal Block Marathon Madness. Happy New Year. We are back from our winter hiatus. Happy 2026. I hope everyone is having a happy new year so far. I am. And we are back for season 12 of Sagittal Block Marathon Madness. And I'm your host, Johnson McGain. Let's begin. Okay. First is season 3, episode 1, Regrouping a Freakshow. And then season 9, episode 1, New Year, New Semester, Still a Savage. Okay, so let's go to season 3, episode 1, Regrouping a Freakshow. And I have to remind everyone, Freakshow is what Hunter calls the Brotherhood because the Brotherhood members are a little bit psycho and crazy. Um, So, um, so over winter, before winter break, Hunter was freaking out and having mental breakdown over his leadership as the leader of the Brotherhood and how the members weren't following his way or the highway. He was freaking out. Um, and he was thinking of quitting the Brotherhood, or is he going to return to the Brotherhood? Is the Brotherhood going to continue? He had lots of thinking to do. There was lots of craziness before winter break. Um, and Hunter has lots of time to relax and not deal with the Brotherhood and not deal with drama over the winter break. And he had lots of time to think about what the future looks like for Brotherhood. And he said, you know what? I'm not gonna let these crazy Brotherhood members win and take this Brotherhood down and take Hayden's legacy down with it. And I'm gonna bring back the Brotherhood once again for the new year, the new semester after winter break. Hunter decided this that he's going to regroup the Brotherhood. They're going to start as a new start, as a new year, as a fresh slate. And he wants to regroup the Brotherhood, maybe add some new members, replace the members, because remember he had to kick out a couple of members before during the first semester before the break. So he decided to regroup. I'm not gonna let no one win, and I'm gonna regroup the Brotherhood. Regroup the Freakshow and see how well this works. So that was his decision he made over winter break. Um, so it is a Monday, I believe. It is a Monday. But he decides that there's no pyramid. It's the first day of the new semester, and he don't want to do a pyramid because it's no fair to the Brotherhood. Um, but he goes to school. He gets breakfast. He does go to the gym and tries to find some members. The members he does see, he says, Happy New Year, how was your break? They talk about Christmas break. And then he says, We're not doing a pyramid this week because it's the first week back, it's a new semester, it's a fresh start. And I decided to regroup the Brotherhood. And he asked some of the members that are there if they want to continue. But the Brotherhood, and all of them said yes. Now, some of the members that are usually there are not there yet. And we'll find out more about that later on. And then he goes to Breakfast Club. He sees Erica. He chit chats with Erica. Um, they talk about their break and stuff, winter break. Um, and he also regroups the Brotherhood 2.0 with Corden and Ray and Vander and Brandon and the whole 9 yards. And everyone said, yeah, they would like to continue. So they just chit chat about winter break, um, and they eat breakfast and do some games and activity. And then he goes, bell rings, it's first period, it's language arts. And um, and he only sees that some of the Brotherhood members that are usually there at language arts are not there, which is interesting. Hunter um, makes the regrouping process a little bit challenging. Now, but Miss Indrex. Interject mean talks about winter break. They talk about we talk about Christmas break. Um, and she introduces um the next book that we're gonna work on. Um, the next thing we're gonna work on. So that it's just a basic, introduction day. No assignments, nothing like that. So that's nice. And then he goes to um, reading with Miss Warnock. Kind of the same thing, like English arts, and um, um, that they're introducing the next book that they're going to read um, for a little while. And then he goes to pre-algebra with Miss Cornell. It's just basically there's some notes and stuff, an introduction. Um, and he doesn't see any of the members that are usually there. And he asks, where are some of the members? Like Aiden, I think, was gone. Camden was gone. And they said that, oh, they're sick. I was like, so you think, okay, because it's winter and it's flu season and stuff, so maybe they'll be back in a day or so. But man, that makes it harder. But they go to lunch and they have a Brotherhood meeting. They talk about winter break with the members that are there, and he asked the members that are at lunch if that they want to continue, that we are regrouping the Brotherhood, and he wants to join the Brotherhood. Continue the Brotherhood, and all of them pretty much say yes, we'll continue. And um, and he tells the members um, that he's going to have a new assistant, um, and that the new assistant is Aiden, and he'll tell Aiden when he gets back um, from the sickness, wherever that Hunter wants him to be the assistant. Um, then at lunch, he also talks to Montana Emily, and he asks, "You won't be the assistant anymore. Will you want to continue with the Brotherhood just as two members?" And they said, both of them said no, we're fine. But it was a joy working. And Hunter thanks Montana Emily for their service for the Brotherhood. And then Hunter talks to some friends that were on Hayden's Brotherhood. Um, Gage and Logan Walters, and asked them if they want to be on his new Brotherhood, um, because we group in the Brotherhood, and they say no, which is fine. Um, and then he goes back to the table, and they chat and finish eating, and then and that's the end of lunch, and then they go study hall, which we don't see, and then science with Miss Fairchild is basically um, s- talking, meet introduction, and they have a bell work like always. And then basically that's it. Um, and then he goes to choir, and they're just talking about the class because there's some new people in there. And that's basically is just their introduction. Pretty much, how the first day of school is. Um, but anyway, that's how it is for a new semester. Now he goes to the first day of geography with Mr. Wild Woodridge. This is the first day of that class. Remember, first semester was chaotic civics, and the second semester is geography, and this is a new class, so it's a whole new introduction and all that, and that's pretty much it. And then resource, there's not much homework today. So Hunter just watches some TikTok and plans for the future for Brotherhood and chit chats with Erica and just chills. And then the bell rings at 3:35, and then the first day of the semester two for eighth grade is done. And that's it. And we'll find out more probably tomorrow night for Saturday on Black Madness. You know, the more about the regrouping process, um, because it's not even, it's very started, and some members are not there to discuss their future. Oh, I forgot to mention a fun thing to the members that are there. He pulls out this rainbow folder, which I thought was so cutesy at the time. Uh, and he goes and pulls out contracts for the Brotherhood. He wants every Brotherhood member to sign a contract saying that they continue the Brotherhood and all that. So that was a small detail. But anyway, that's it for that episode. Now we're going to talk about season 9, episode 1. New year, new semester, still a savage. This is 11th grade now. This first day of semester 2 after winter break of 11th grade year. So the hunter, I don't know if this is a Monday or Tuesday, but once again, just like in 8th grade, there's no pyramid to the Brotherhood, I mean for the Brotherhood, because it's the start of the new semester, so it's not really fair to do. And at this time, Hunter's not really doing a contract or a renewal of the Brotherhood or regrouping of the Brotherhood. It's just whoever was there before continues on. And Jared is still the assistant all year, but pretty much that's what. But anyway, he good. But we see Hunter at home. He says bye to his mom. He gets on the bus. He gets to school. He gets breakfast. Then he goes to Hartman Beth. And gets to Hartman. Today is, I think, just a general early childhood education day. With Miss Higgins. It's just I the preschool don't start for their second semester yet until like Thursday or I think this is like a Tuesday, Monday or but I don't remember. But I don't think they start until a couple days later. But they just basically it's the beginning of the week basically for Heartland and um and they basically just talk about Christmas break, they talk about winter break, and um, and then they basically talk about the course for because I think there's some new students, I mean new people, um, and then they basically do their weekly calendar and lesson plans, and then they have their break, their 15-minute break. Um, which we don't see. Um, let's see, and then they go back to class. They finish their weekly calendar and their plan. Then they go to the preschool room and get any materials and things planned for the week. And then they go back to um, and do the rest of the finished planning for the week. And then the bell rings. So they get on the bus. He goes to study hall, which we don't see. And then it's lunch, which he has a Bergen meeting, and all the Bergen members are there this time. No one's sick this time around. Um, and he just basically chit chats with the Brotherhood at their winter break. He says there's no pyramid this week. Um, and they just chat at winter break, and then they start to eat lunch, and then that's it. And then he goes to science with Mr. Mendock and the student teacher, Mr. Miller, and they just talk about the course for the new semester. Pretty much just like 8th grade is like the first day, or like the first day of school. That's the first day of the semester, so they just basically talk about the class, and then they have a short lesson, but that's it. And then he goes to Algebra 2. Mr. Stevens is basically another introduction day, no homework, which is nice. Um, but they do have a lesson that they do. And then he goes to resource. He has nothing to do. Um, um, but he just chills. And then he goes to U.S. history with Mr. Rodovich. another introduction day, but they do activity too, and like a lesson. And then it's a plain chill day on the first day. And he wants everyone to know it's a new year's a new semester, but I'm still a savage. He acts like a savage today. Um, but and don't nothing changes. The year changes, the semester changes. I'm still the same hunter. That's Hunter's Way to Highway, and I'm still savage. But anyway, the bell rings at 3:30. He goes home. And that's it. And that's it for this episode of Sasha Bot Marathon Madness. Thank you for and see you Wednesday, Thursday night for another episode of Sasha Bot Marathon Madness. Bye, everybody.